So once again, we here at the MeidasTouch Network are going to have to report on details that the corporate media refuses to do. They want to talk about how the Republican National Convention is all about unity and bringing down the temperature. It absolutely isn't. They are passing out signs that say mass deportation now. They are breaking out in chants that say send them home. The other chants that they are breaking out in is fight, fight, fight. The theme of this is fighting. It is violence. And the people who Donald Trump has speaking before he gives his speech are supposed to be emblematic of that, of fighting. So you may know by now that Hulk Hogan, the WWE former wrestler, he's going to be speaking at the Republican National Convention. Notably, no Paul Ryan, no George W. Bush, no Liz Cheney, no Mike Pence, but you have Hulk Hogan given a prime time spot. And then you also have Dana White, who owns the Ultimate Fighting Championship. It's all about the theme of fighting. Well, we here at the MeidasTouch Network have uncovered audio of the speaker of Hulk Hogan, who'll be speaking before Donald Trump, who has a prime time spot. Take a look at what Hulk Hogan once said. Now, I want to give you a trigger warning. He says some hateful and racist things. This is the individual who is now representative of the Republican Party. Here, play this clip.
So it gets to the point where I know Brooke was fucking the black guy's son, would have been hanging out, I caught them holding hands together on Twitter, getting close to the tiny bar, I'm doing something good. I'm not a double standard type guy, I'm a racist to a point. Yeah. You know, nice people, you know,
we all are that way.
Yeah, like when it comes to nice people, you can't say, I don't give a fuck shit, I don't care if I'm a football player, or a basketball player, if we're gonna talk with
And so you know what he said. Hulk Hogan said, I don't know if Brooke, referring to his daughter, was effing the black guy's son. I mean, I don't have double standards. I mean, I am a racist to a point. Effing N-word. But then when it comes to nice people and S-word and whatever, I mean, I'd rather she was going to F-word, some N-word. I'd rather have her marry an 8-foot-tall N-word worth $100 million like a basketball player. I guess we're a little racist, effing, and then he says the N-word again. He's on audio tape saying those things. Then you have the UFC president Dana White, by the way, someone who's a notorious union buster. And a big part of why the athletes in his dangerous sport don't have health care, pensions, or disability benefits. Fighters also only get paid 15% of league revenues. Here he is, and again, another trigger warning here. Here was a video of Dana White, and again, trigger warning, you'll see domestic violence here, but watch this. And so as that's taking place, and as one of the main theme is mass deportations now and send them back, if corporate media was actually doing their jobs, they would have been reporting on what we've been talking about here on the MeidasTouch Network. One of the things that Donald Trump says that he wants to do when he is in office. And he says that he said he proposed this, that he went to Dana White, and he wanted to propose a fighting league where the UFC fighters would get to attack the migrants who are rounded up. And he would have a fight league for the migrants who were taken as part of these roundups. Here, play this clip.
Tough. They're so tough. Dana White. Did anyone ever hear of Dana White? He's a legend, right? UFC, Ultimate Fighter, Ultimate Fighting. And he's a fantastic man. I said, Dana, I have an idea. Why don't you set up a migrant league of fighters and have your regular league of fighters? And then you have the champion of your league. These are the greatest fighters in the world. Fight the champion of the migrants. I think the migrant guy might win. That's how tough they are. He didn't like that idea too much, but actually it's not the worst idea I've ever had.
And just so you know, I'm not cherry picking one speech. I'll show you him say the thing in another speech. He says the same exact thing. One of the things that the leader of the Republican Party is proposing is to have a fight club where professional UFC fighters attack immigrants. Play the clip.
I told Dana White of UFC, I said, here's what we're going to do. You know, these are tough cookies coming into our country, coming with prisons and mental institutions. I said to Dana White, UFC, he's got a big fight going on right now. He's a good friend of mine. You know what he said the other day? They said, who's the toughest person you've ever met? He said, definitely Donald Trump. He said, Donald Trump. How about that? But I said, Dana, I have an idea for you to make a lot of money. You're going to go and start a new migrant fight league. Migrants, only migrants. And then at the end of the year, the champion migrant is going to fight your champion. And I hate to tell you, Dana, I think the migrant might win. That's how tough they are.
Then, of course, there's the language that Donald Trump uses and saying that immigrants are poisoning the blood of America, which is very similar to a line that Adolf Hitler talked about, poisoning the blood. Here, play this clip.
Country, when they do that, we got a lot of work to do. They're poisoning the blood of our country. That's what they've done. They poison mental institutions and prisons all over the world, not just in South America, not just the 3 or 4 countries that we think about, but all over the world. They're coming into our country from Africa, from Asia, all over the world. They're pouring into our country. Nobody's even looking at them. They just come in. The crime is going to be tremendous. The terrorism is going to be, and then we built a tremendous piece of the wall, and then we...
Lumen is the world's first handheld metabolic coach. It's a device that measures your metabolism through your breath. And on the app, it lets you know if you're burning fat or carbs and gives you tailored guidance to improve your nutrition, workout, sleep, and even stress management. That's why I love it. All you have to do is you breathe into your Lumen first thing in the morning, and you'll know what's going on in your metabolism, whether you're burning mostly fats or carbs. Then Lumen gives you a personalized nutrition plan for that day based on your measurements. You can also breathe into it before and after workouts and meals, so you know exactly what's going on in your body in real time. And Lumen will give you tips to keep you on top of your health game. Your metabolism is your body's engine. It's how your body turns the food you eat into fuel that keeps you going. Because your metabolism is at the center of everything your body does, optimal metabolic health translates to a bunch of benefits, including easier weight management, improved energy levels, better fitness results, better sleep, etc. Lumen gives you recommendations to improve your metabolic health. It can also track your cycle as well as the onset of menopause and adjust your recommendations to keep your metabolism healthy through hormonal shifts so you can keep up your energy and stave off cravings. Look, I love Lumen, and I know you will too. So if you want to take the next step in improving your health, go to Lumen, lumen.me/Meidas to get 15% off your Lumen. That is lumen.me/Meidas for 15% off your purchase. One more time, go to lumen.me/Meidas, lumen.me/Meidas, and get 15% off your purchase. Thank you, Lumen, for sponsoring this episode. While that is going on as well, you have free AR-15s being given out with various raffles. So when you go to the RNC, you could win a free AR-15. It's one of the first things that you see when you arrive there. Should also be noted, an interesting connection with Hulk Hogan, that the PayPal co-founder Peter Thiel bankrolled Hulk Hogan's lawsuit defamation case against Gawker, which resulted in Gawker becoming bankrupt. Now, Peter Thiel is the individual who worked with J.D. Vance. And a lot of these speakers have also worked with Peter Thiel before, but J.D. Vance worked with Peter Thiel. When people talk about J.D. Vance's background, before J.D. Vance went to Ohio and created a sham charity where J.D. Vance lied and claimed that he was providing money to people suffering as part of the opioid crisis, but in reality he was funding his own political ambitions and actually funding a researcher who worked with Purdue Pharma, which made OxyContin. Before that, J.D. Vance made his money working for Peter Thiel as a venture capitalist in San Francisco after he graduated from law school. Should also be noted one of the things that we're seeing at the Republican National Convention when you talk about hypocrisy and the Republican Party. The Grindr app has had so many outages because of how frequently it's being used right now in Milwaukee. Also, former Republican Congress member George Santos, who met his husband on Grindr, is calling this RNC convention the Grindr Super Bowl and urges gay Republicans in attendance to come out of the closet. And by the way, J.D. Vance previously said that he would oppose any sort of marriage equality act. Republican National Convention is fight, fight, fight. Donald Trump is inviting on stage Hulk Hogan, who said those types of things before, and then he's inviting Dana White to give him the introduction. Let's just call this out for what it is and what's happening. And then, while all of this is happening, Donald Trump is posting, of course, saying the January 6th is a hoax. Trump is attacking a woman who he was found liable of sexually assaulting and saying he doesn't know her and saying, horrible things about her in posts, spreading lies also about the January 6th insurrection. And then Donald Trump, of course, we've reported this before, but it's worth reporting on again, is selling limited assassination edition shoes, sneakers. There's 5,000 pairs available. He's selling them for $299 each. And you won't hear the corporate media talk about that either, that he's using this to make money by selling assassination edition sneakers that he is selling to grift off of this. I mean, this is some truly unhinged and deranged stuff. Just to show you as well, here is, if you want to talk about the types of themes and things that are saying, here's J.D. Vance also in his speech saying that one of the great things about his family, he tells a story about all of the guns that were lying around his home growing up. Here, play this clip.
Now, my mamaw died shortly before I left for Iraq in 2005. And when we went through her things, we found 19 loaded handguns. They were... Now, the thing is, they were stashed all over her house, under her bed, in her closet, in the silverware drawer. And we wondered what was going on, and it occurred to us that towards the end of her life, Mamaw couldn't get around so well. And so this frail old woman made sure that no matter where she was within arm's length of whatever she needed to protect her family. That's who we fight for. That's American spirit.
So let's just report honestly about what's going on. There's nothing normal about what's taking place here. There's nothing normal that you have the Trump cult putting paper over their ears to look like they have white bandages in solidarity. Trump, this is strange, as culty, as weird, and dangerous as it gets. And this is not the America that I want to live in. I mean, you tell me what you think. This is dangerous, not normal, culty stuff. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 3 million together. Thanks for watching.
Love this video? Make sure you stay up to date on the latest breaking news and all things Meidas by signing up to the MeidasTouch newsletter at MeidasTouch.com/newsletter.